Meet Sarah. Sarah is a marketing manager earning a solid $75,000 a year. On paper, she's successful. She has a nice apartment, takes one modest vacation annually, and buys quality clothes. Yet every single month, Sarah hits zero. Sometimes she even dips into the red. Her paychecks arrive, they get eaten by bills, and she's left waiting for the next one. It's a relentless cycle, a financial treadmill where she's always running but never seems to move forward. Sarah tried everything she thought would work. She picked up extra freelance gigs, boosting her income by another $500 some months. She meticulously tracked every coffee, every lunch, convinced that small leaks were sinking her ship. She even tried budgeting apps, inputting every transaction with diligent but ultimately futile hope. Each time a promotion came or a bonus landed, she felt a brief surge of relief, only to watch the extra money vanish, absorbed by an ever-growing list of expenses or an unexpected repair. She believed the problem was simply not earning enough, or perhaps a lack of discipline. She wasn't building savings. Her retirement account was barely moving, and the thought of an unexpected expense, like a car repair or a medical bill, sent shivers down her spine. Her seemingly comfortable lifestyle was an illusory success, masking deep financial fragility. She was an expert at making money disappear, convinced she was just bad with money. 6 months from now, Sarah's reality will be unrecognizable. Her emergency fund is fully stocked. Her investments are growing consistently. Her stress about money is gone. She achieved this not by earning dramatically more, but by fundamentally changing her financial operating system. Stay until the end to see the profound shift that allowed Sarah to reclaim her financial freedom and break free from the paycheck-to-paycheck trap. Her total transformation is within your reach too. Sarah, like so many others, was attacking the symptoms, not the root cause. She was focused on earning more or cutting small costs, but she hadn't addressed the underlying disease. The core diagnosis for being stuck in the paycheck-to-paycheck cycle isn't necessarily a lack of income. While earning more certainly helps, the primary issue is a lack of a clear, intentional financial system. It's a passive approach to money, rather than an active design. Think of it like this. Your money is a river. Most people let that river flow wherever it wants, hoping it irrigates their land efficiently. Then, when there's a drought or a flood, they panic. The problem isn't the river's volume, it's the absence of canals, dams, and irrigation systems. Without those structures, the water goes to waste or causes damage. Similarly, without a deliberate financial system, your money flows out haphazardly, eaten up by lifestyle creep, forgotten subscriptions, and seemingly urgent but non-essential purchases. This phenomenon is perfectly explained by Parkinson's law, which states that work expands so as to fill the time available for its completion. In personal finance, this translates directly. Expenses expand so as to fill the income available for their expenditure. If you earn more, your lifestyle almost instinctively upgrades to match it. That bonus becomes a new gadget. That raise becomes more expensive dinners out. The crucial insight is this. You aren't failing because you're bad with money. You're failing because you lack a predictable, automatic system that forces your money to flow where you intend it to go before you even see it. You're reacting to your money instead of programming it. The symptom is a dwindling bank account. The root cause is the absence of a designed pathway for your finances. It's about building a financial operating system that makes the right choices inevitable. This isn't just theory. It's a principle adopted by the world's most successful individuals. Warren Buffett famously stated, "Do not save what is left after spending, but spend what is left after saving." This is the foundational mindset shift. It's about reversing the traditional order. You don't hope money is left over. You ensure it's set aside first. This isn't just about discipline. It's about building a system that makes saving a default action, not a willpower battle. Jeff Bezos, the founder of Amazon, consistently emphasized the importance of process and long-term thinking over short-term gains. For your finances, this means designing a robust process that consistently directs your money towards your long-term goals. It's about building the infrastructure now so the growth happens automatically later. Bezos built systems for Amazon's scale. You need systems for your financial scale. Finally, consider the wisdom of Naval Ravikant on freedom through systems. He often discusses how true freedom comes not from having infinite choices, but from building systems that eliminate the need for constant decision-making, freeing up mental energy. Applied to money, this means automating your finances so you're not constantly wrestling with choices about where every dollar goes. You automate the right choices. These titans understand that reliable outcomes come from reliable systems, not from sheer willpower alone. This is the difference between hoping for success and guaranteeing it. Here is the blueprint, the exact system Sarah implemented to break the paycheck-to-paycheck cycle permanently. This isn't about deprivation, it's about intentional design. Pillar 1. Design your income allocation system, the automatic funnel. The first non-negotiable step, build an automatic funnel for your income. This is paying yourself first on steroids. Step 1. Open dedicated accounts. You need at least 3 bank accounts, a spending account, daily expenses, a short-term savings account, emergency fund, large purchases, high yield, and an investing account, retirement, long-term wealth. Step 2. Automate payday transfers. Immediately upon receiving your paycheck, set up automatic transfers that send money to these accounts before it hits your primary spending account. For example, if you aim to save 20% and invest 10%, that 30% leaves your primary checking account the day you get paid. Step 3. Define allocation percentages. Start with a realistic target like 50% needs, 30% wants, 20% savings debt. Adjust based on your income and goals. Crucially, your savings and debt repayment portion leaves first. The money is gone before you even have a chance to spend it, making saving a default. Pillar 2. Categorize your expenses. Know your real spending. Most people track spending, but don't categorize it meaningfully. Understand where your money truly goes, not just how much. SOAP. Step 1. Choose your tool. Use a budgeting app, YNAB Mint, or a simple spreadsheet. Consistency is key. Step 2. Assign categories. Go beyond broad categories. Differentiate groceries from restaurant dining, utilities from subscriptions. This reveals true patterns. Step 3. Review monthly. At month end, review categorized spending. Where were the surprises? Where did you overspend? This isn't about shame, it's about insight. Identify leakage points. This data informs Pillar 1's allocation adjustments, ensuring your spending reflects your values. Pillar 3. Build a spending buffer, the anti-zero account. Hitting zero before payday causes stress and bad decisions. A spending buffer eliminates this. Step 1. Aim for 1 to 2 months of expenses. Your immediate goal, have 1 to 2 months essential living expenses sitting in your primary spending account at all times. When your paycheck hits, it replenishes an already healthy balance, not starting from zero. Step 2. Fund incrementally. If you lack this buffer, make it a dedicated target in your automatic funnel. Pillar 1. Send a small, consistent amount every payday until it's funded. Treat it as important as a bill. Step 3. Maintain the buffer. This money is not for spending unless truly necessary. It's a psychological safety net, allowing rational financial decisions. It breaks the cycle of panic-induced spending or credit card reliance right before payday. Once established, you then build your true emergency fund in your short-term savings account. Pillar 4. Annihilate high-interest debt, the wealth killer. High-interest debt, credit cards, personal loans, destroys wealth. Prioritize its elimination. SOP. Step 1. List all debts. Get a clear picture. Creditor, balance, interest rate, minimum payment. Step 2. Choose your strategy. Debt avalanche recommended. Pay minimums on all debts, then put all extra money towards the debt with the highest interest rate first. Saves the most on interest. Debt snowball. Pay minimums, then put all extra money towards the debt with the smallest balance first. Offers psychological wins. Step 3. Automate extra payments. Integrate debt repayment into Pillar 1's automatic funnel. Ensure extra money goes directly to your chosen debt every payday. Treat it as a non-negotiable bill. Avoid carrying credit card balances. Pillar 5. Implement strategic spending. Optimize for joy. This isn't about cutting everything. It's about eliminating low-value spending and optimizing what brings joy. SOAP. Step 1. Value assessment. For every spending category, Pillar 2, ask, does this purchase truly align with my values and bring significant joy or utility? Be ruthless. Step 2. Apply the 80-20 rule. Identify the 20% of spending bringing 80% of your happiness. Protect those. Then identify the 80% of spending bringing 20% happiness. These are your targets for reduction or elimination. Step 3. Conscious consumption. For non-essentials, implement a 24-hour or 48-hour rule. If you still want it after the cooling off period and it fits your budget, then proceed. This avoids impulse purchases. Pillar 6. Automate your investing. Future use wealth machine. Building wealth is about consistent contributions and time in the market. SOP. Step 1. Maximize employer match. If your employer offers a 401k match, contribute at least enough to get the full match. This is free money, an immediate 100% return. Step 2. Set up automatic transfers. Just like with savings, set up automatic recurring transfers from your checking account to your investment accounts, 401k, IRA, brokerage, every payday. Step 3. Invest in broad market funds. For most, low-cost index funds or ETFs tracking the total stock market are ideal. They offer diversification and good returns without needing to pick individual stocks. The goal is consistent, hands-off growth. Don't touch it. Pillar 7. The monthly money meeting, your financial command center. Your financial system needs regular scheduled oversight. SOP. Step 1. Schedule it. Pick a consistent day time each month, e.g. first Saturday morning. Put it on your calendar. Make it a non-negotiable appointment. Step 2. Gather your data. Open your budgeting app, bank accounts, investment accounts. Step 3. Review and adjust. Review. Did spending align? Did you meet goals? Any surprises? Adjust. Make small tweaks to allocations or spending based on review. Plan. Look ahead. Any big upcoming expenses? Plan for them. This meeting transforms you from passive observer to active financial architect. 6 months later, Sarah's life looks dramatically different. Her emergency fund is fully funded, providing a bedrock of security she'd never known. Her high-interest debt is rapidly shrinking, liberating income that once disappeared into interest payments. She consistently puts money into her investment accounts, watching her future self grow wealthier, automatically. The gnawing anxiety that once shadowed her every purchase has vanished. She no longer fears unexpected expenses. Her bank accounts are no longer a source of stress, but a testament to her intentional design and true financial resilience. Sarah realized that breaking the paycheck-to-paycheck cycle wasn't about earning dramatically more or enduring extreme austerity. It was about adopting a strategic mindset and building an unshakable system. She transformed her financial identity from someone who passively reacted to money into someone who actively designed its flow. She wasn't trying to out-willpower her spending. She was simply following a robust system that made the right financial choices inevitable. So, here's the mic drop. Don't be the player in your financial game, constantly reacting to the cards you're dealt. Be the game designer. Create the rules, build the pathways, and automate the outcomes. This isn't just about accumulating money. It's about reclaiming your time, your peace of mind, and ultimately, designing a life of true financial freedom where your money serves your greatest aspirations. Design your financial system and watch your life transform.